Alexis and I'm learning fashion design. If the background looks a little bit different, it's because I'm in Europe. So that means Europe vlogs are coming up soon. Other than the fact that I'm in Europe, which is super exciting, I'm also going to a wedding super soon in Mexico. And my goal for that is to design a full custom dress for myself. So this goes from like the original design, picking the materials, measuring, fitting everything, and sewing it all together. And I had about like 2 weeks to do this entire thing. Throughout this video, you'll see how the idea like changed and morphed through each step of the way from the original design. Today, I'm going to show you my entire process of making this dress. And we're going to start off with the designs that I came up with a couple weeks ago. In the very beginning, I was like scrolling through Cosmos and looking for things related to like Mexico weddings because, you know, that's where we're gonna be. So drawing from like cultural inspirations. So the wedding's gonna be by the beach. Thinking about like, oh, like what would really look good in that setting? Things that I can find in the ocean, on the sand. I really like the mix of the classic like Mexican culture dress with the tiered design over here. More looking at this one that I made blue. So I was like thinking of the ocean, and then I was like getting inspiration from some fishes. I was like, wait, what if I did like some clownfish aesthetic? Like the clownfish wing actually is like beautiful because at the edge it looks kind of blue. I really like that ombre effect. Afterwards, I looked at this really beautiful seashell and I was like, wait, what if it actually looks like this? On the left, you'll see like the shape of the seashell that I was drawing, and I'll attach a photo somewhere on screen as well. On the right is, wait, what if like the dress looked like that? I think it would be really cool to have that like tiered, one shouldered. That was my original inspiration. I was really thinking of some like sunset colors, like yellowy, orange, and then what if it like fades into blue as the sun is setting? We'll get started now on like how that kind of transpired into my final design and all the processes that I went through to design like a custom dress for myself for the very first time. This was definitely a crazy process, so stay tuned and keep watching till the end. We have so much muslin. I guess you're gonna see, I guess, how much fabric it would take to wrap all around. This is good for the top. Cut this. So no one has really taught me fashion design before. Current strategy is to kind of shape it like a burrito. We want like the seams on this side and seams on the other side. So it's like two pieces, front and back. Shoulder, so I'll draw out and mark that and then cut that away and slowly like cut away fabric bit by bit until I get the shape that I want is my current strategy. She looks like this right now. Okay, so this is going to be in single shoulder dress. So this part is going to get cut off. So originally, if you look at my sketch, it had 3 tiers of the dress and I've draped 2 because this wedding's in Mexico. I just think it's gonna be so hot if we keep this part closed. So I really want this like open. I can't imagine more layers when there's like a slit. I can like just imagine this draping. Today, I'm very excited. So we're gonna go fabric shopping for the dress. We're going to go somewhere that sells dead stock fabric. It's essentially leftover fabric from clothing manufacturers that certain suppliers will go buy because they're making clothing and there's like too much left over. So it's like a more sustainable and more affordable way to make clothing. There is one place in Toronto called Riverside Fabrics that sells dead stock fabric, but their hours are super limited during the day. It's only between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. I'm not sure if they'll have what I'm looking for, but I do want to go there first to see what the more like affordable options are. Essentially looking for like orange, red, chiffon, maybe with like a navy undertone, and then I need some Bemberg lining. I've been draping this dress, but I feel like I haven't been able to be like, oh, exactly what this dress is going to look like without the actual fabric because I don't know enough about how it's going to flow. I'm only draping on muslin. I don't know how to sew it. There's so many aspects of making this dress that I just like have no clue yet how it's going to come together. So wish me luck. I hope they have really great stock. I'm like really digging this orange, red, and navy vision in my mind right now. Really fingers crossed it works out. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Let's go shopping. Okay, we're back from fabric shopping. I went to many different stores. The first one I went to didn't have like what I was looking for the dress at all. So I got some stuff that's like not dress related. But for the dress, I got stuff from Affordable Textiles. Oh, and this is the thread I got, and got some Bemberg lining in this orange color. And then I got this two-tone chiffon, which is like a lighter color, and this orange. And then when I was pairing it, I was like, oh, like what would it look like on top? It's like so beautiful, so beachy. I couldn't see fully how it would look on me. I really do like this orangey color. It would look something like this, but I almost want the lining to peek out a little because I like the lining contrast with my skin versus this. It's really pretty, but it is like a little bit too similar to my skin tone. I really like how it flows on top of each other, but I'm only playing around with it. Look at this. Isn't this so gorgeous already? So I'm trying to pre-wash my fabrics, and we have an issue where I put the Bemberg lining in the dryer. It was so wrinkly. Now I'm trying to hang dry it and towel dry it. I'm trying to like put the top part of this over the towel so it folds. Then the towel gets folded in between this lining. And then I towel dry this in a template towel roll. How should I do? Hello. Okay, today is Friday, March 20th. We have like a week and a half to finish this dress. You're probably like, wait, that's a lot of time because people literally finish their dresses in like 2 days. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's very different depending on the technique and the material, and I'm learning a lot of it at the same time. So I washed my fabric. This is polyester chiffon, and one technique that someone said to work with chiffon is to use tissue paper. So I have some blue tissue paper to like stabilize it because apparently chiffon moves around a lot and is difficult to work with. Even when like someone was demonstrating it, their lines still weren't straight. So I'm like a seasoned person still can't get their lines straight with this technique. Like, I don't know if I can. But we're going to try the tissue paper technique, but I really want to learn how to hand roll a hem and how to do all the hand sewing that's involved with typical like high-end finishes. So learn to work with the fabrics, then figure out how we want to put it together. Since it's a new project, I'm switching out my needle as well. I'm using this 7010 Microtex one. Just replaced it to here. I think most people say you should use a new needle with every project, and depending on the fabric, there are like so many different types, so I feel like it definitely took me a while to learn all of them. I still have like a lot that I haven't tried. I don't know why I'm using like a mix of like the clips and that because I didn't want to put too many holes, but here's like a piece of blue tissue paper on top of my chiffon. Then I'm gonna see how easy or hard it is to like sew a stitch here. Yeah, I don't know about this. Even with the tissue paper, is not really working. Okay, now it's better. It do be a mess here. Holy shit. So the issue is I actually have no idea how to make the pattern pieces. So something that I remember seeing people do is that they would basically cut up these like pieces of paper and try to put it together. So I'm gonna see if I can make like a paper mock-up to a point where it makes sense to me. Okay, we have resorted to arts and crafts. I have this like little, person model, and I figured I might as well make the dress for this little human. And then I can like cut the piece from the side, and then I'll know approximately like what shape everything's going to be and like how do I flatten it into a piece of fabric. Cutting and testing on fabric is a little bit too intimidating and wastes a lot of time. So I have all these like paper, and slowly I'm like getting the hang of, the shapes of the body. This mannequin definitely is not, the same as your human body. It doesn't really have a lot of like the proper curves that a regular human does. Like, it's kind of genderless. We still have to deal with like the boobs and stuff. It does have like a little bit of a bump for your butt. It's not perfect, but I think it's a good estimate for how this could work. Try to get like a final finished pattern by the end so I can start cutting and putting things together. Okay, so now we're going to make the little dress portion. Exactly, but I'm going to like cut this, close this. I'm not measuring, so it's a little bit wonky. Like, look. The thing I really want is I want this to hug your body and for the side piece to come at the hip. So that means there's going to be a slanted seam that goes all the way around here. Both the first layer of the skirt and the second layer of the skirt essentially has to be attached diagonally at this seam, which is a little bit difficult to calculate, to be honest. So I think the best way is to figure out what the top needs to look like first, and then once we have that pattern, we can then make the skirt and then figure out like how to attach this skirt. I need to like cut open the part so I can lay the front and back pieces together flat. Okay. But I think it's very cute. Once you lay it flat, you can see this is actually like approximately the shape of the skirt. I'm gonna cut it from here because this is where the zipper I think should go. Oh my god. Well, I think the ribbon piece can be cut from like here. Can this be taken off the mannequin? Voila! It's actually looking really, really good in 3D. The one issue that we have though is like this chest part. So I'm trying to add straps. We'll see if we can like somehow maneuver this chest area a little bit. I'm a little worried that like what I want is a little too structured for this fabric. I think the only thing I could do is to first like do this muslin copy. I'm gonna do the bodice first and then the skirt. Just like one at a time, one thing at a time for it to slowly come together. There's really no point in me like trying to over refine this design right now when I really just need to make it and see what it looks like. And the worst thing that could happen is for me to like not have a dress. Like it's okay if I run out of material because I can just go buy more. It is kind of intimidating, but I think it's the right move at the moment. So enough with this like 3D paper cutting stuff. We're gonna move on to the muslin, the toy version on my own body. Okay, let's go. So we have to figure out how to deal with like this part at the top. I kind of like this intentional triangle design. Hello. We have exactly 1 week to finish this dress. Am I stressed about it? Very. Yesterday, I made the bodice out of the muslin and it actually looks very cute. It fits me pretty well. I spent a while figuring out like the front strap piece because the front of your body and the back of your body are different shapes. I also got zippers, 14-inch orange ones that I think pretty much go with the color. It's pretty close. Yeah, let's get pinning. Alright, let's take this off. Very difficult once you get. Okay, so after pinning, the top bodice is gonna look something like this. It's going to be one shoulder with a strap going all the way across, and that's going to be the orange. It's going to have a slant over here. So I'm very excited. It like looks really long here, but that's just because I have a really wide back. Now I'm making the dress pleats, which I'm going to attach here. So I'm going to have 2 layers, and I'm going to make the muslin version of it. And although it is like a little bit frustrating, I think it gives me a lot more confidence. So basically I have this like curved outline piece of muslin at the bottom, which which I outline the curved hem of the bodice of the shape that I want. And I'm basically just pinning it to the curve in this like threefold. I needed something to help me keep the shape of this curve that I'm going to attach to while helping me understand where everything is. And I'm slowly just gonna attach like the ruffles one by one so it's like a pleated skirt. I don't want to do like a real gathering because I really don't like how bunched up it's going to be, and I know I'm gonna have so many layers of fabric, so I prefer it a little bit cleaner. It's starting to look really good and I'm pretty happy with how my vision is turning out. Definitely really looking forward to the final result. Okay, good. Then voila! This. I raised the mannequin height so it's the height of me when I'm wearing heels. So the skirt like drapes perfectly. I think I made like such a perfect discovery because basically I wanted there to be 2 layers, and when I made the gather and I flipped it over, there was actually this like mini layer over here, so I pinned it and it's actually so cute and beautiful. But imagine I made that like a little bit longer so it flows directly into a skirt like here. Then I can add the chiffon to the back side, and then I don't need to make multiple layers. I made 1 stitch and it folds like literally perfectly. That was so easy. Holy shit. We are about to get to the scary part where I cut out my main fabric. I have low-key been dreading this because A, I'm using lining fabric for the outside, and B, I am scared to make mistakes, but I know I need to fail fast and learn. But this is looking really, really nice. So since I'm pretty happy with how the mock-up is looking, I feel like good enough to be starting with my main fabric. So I'm going to be basically taking this off the mannequin and then trying to draw a pattern with it, then transferring onto here and then cutting. Wish me luck. I'm taking this apart. I'm gonna like pick this. Oh,